Hey everybody, welcome back to BK's Bullets. Today we're talking about Uncle Sam. Hey everybody, today we're talking Uncle Sam by Steve Darnell and Alex Ross. This is the new deluxe hardcover. This is the special election edition. It came out a couple weeks before the election here in 2024. Not really going to talk about the outcome, but this is a deluxe hardcover. It's oversized. This is a regular trade paperback of Daredevil here, your standard comic size. So the trim size is a little bit bigger. I've heard about this for a long time, and I always kind of wanted to read it. So after the election, I figured, I'll pick it up when my new Barnes & Noble opened up next to me, thinking it might be a little salve for the soul and just kind of remind me what America's about. Instead, it's not quite that. This is a reflection on, it was produced in the 1990s, published by Vertigo at the time, and it's a reflection of where America was at the time when we were just starting to get into like the big corporate money of politics and just starting to discover that politicians could be a little slimy. You're in the Clinton-Lewinsky era scandal when this is being published, but you have the spirit of the United States, kind of Uncle Sam, as we know him, reflecting on America as it's been. And he's kind of starts out in this first of two issues. These are two oversized issues, just kind of lost. He's bouncing around his memories. He's bouncing around the country. He's bouncing around time. And he's always quoting famous lines from American history. If you're not familiar with American history, if you're in middle school or high school, haven't taken like AP American history or anything like that, you might be a little lost. There's a lot of references in here of events that you should know, important events from American history that if you've studied it or gone through schooling, you will know most of this stuff. But if you haven't finished your schooling, you might be a little bit lost. But if you're interested, in what he's referencing, you can go and look that stuff up and look up the real history. So it's a little bit fun for history nerds, I think, to kind of see all the different things he's referencing, who shot first in the battle of, the Revolutionary War, that kind of thing. And you're not really exploring this character of Uncle Sam's origin. They kind of allude to it a little bit, but at the end of the day, it's part of his delusion. So we're traveling around with Uncle Sam, and are we ever going to get some sort of resolution of like, is America good? Is America bad? Are we on the downfall, on the free fall? And where we end up is kind of interesting. He visits with Britannia, who's like the spirit of, I had her on the other page, of Great Britain, who he kind of defeated at the time, and they have an interesting conversation. And then he visits this woman who turns out to be Columbia, and you have some other spirits in here. Here's the Russian commie bear, that we all kind of saw Great Russia as back in the Cold War. Here's the woman from France from that famous painting, and just kind of like, hey, empires rise, empires fall, but at the end of the day, their spirit still remains. And where it kind of ends up is Uncle Sam battling himself, battering this modern soul of America who's couched on a chair of television, or maybe now today it's iPads and TVs and the internet, that kind of thing. And he's just got his feet perched up here on the Capitol. There's a lot of really interesting symbolism in Alex Ross's art here that is worth another read through. I've only read this once, but the resolution ultimately is kind of a hopeful outlook for America, but there's not a whole lot here to salve your soul or anything. It's more of a reminder of all the things that America's done wrong. Although it does have a lesson at the end that is like, hey, you have to embrace all of your country, the good, the bad, the ugly, in order to improve it. So it does end with a good message, but it wasn't that salve for the soul I was looking this post-election season. So yeah, an interesting read. I can see why it hasn't been published a lot in the last 15 years. I think there was another edition before this one after its original publishing. So this may be the third time it's been collected. Yeah, there's interesting stuff in here, but it's just not an all-time classic. Alex Ross's artwork here is grand. It's good. This is one of the other few times he's done sequential artwork after Kingdom Come and Justice. He's painting over Doug Braithwaite's. So this is true original Alex Ross art here. most of the stuff he's doing now is covers and these lithographs and things like that. So it's nice to see him returned to actual storytelling, and you're kind of reminded how good of a storyteller he is. Everything in here is just laid out wonderfully and beautiful. And when it does get a little frantic, it feels frantic with the panel layout. He does some things where it's like in the round almost across as like a double page spread. They don't really flow together, but it works as a graphic image, and that's one of the main beautiful things about comics as a visual storytelling medium. So yeah, I think it's okay. I don't know that I would recommend you go pick it up if you're looking for something to liven your spirits or salve your soul or anything like that, but it's an interesting pickup. So if you've been waiting for this to come back out, maybe go check it out. Or if you're a huge Alex Ross fan and this is the one piece you're missing in your collection, go and pick it up. It's available most places. I found this in regular Barnes & Noble now. But yeah, it's got some extras in the back, some process pages, and some essays from Steve Darnell and Alex Ross. And there is a really good, pretty interesting history of Uncle Sam written by Steve Darnell here in the back that's just kind of, is a very short glimpse at his long and storied history as basically a political cartoon through America's newspapers. And then he became a symbol, in the mid 1800s, and especially with World War I and II with that famous "I Want You" for the U.S. Army poster, right? So, yeah, so those are my thoughts on Uncle Sam. An interesting book, but not the greatest thing ever written, especially about America. So let me know down below what you think of Uncle Sam in the comments, and we'll see you guys next time in the Funny Pages.